For the last 35 years, renowned chef Raymond Blanc has inspired the world with his cooking.
It's about celebrating that gorgeous, glorious food and sharing a special moment with your loved ones.
Now he's opening his kitchen and sharing his secrets.
I've made all the mistakes which could be made, so you don't have to make them yourself.
Showing, with a little effort,
Food is so, so beautiful.
anyone can bring some joy to the dinner table.
Even the most complicated dish is not impossible to make.
On Kitchen Secrets, Raymond shares his favourite recipes using eggs and cheese.
They do some miraculous things.
From the humble omelette to the perfect cheese soufflé.
Simple.
2 show-stopping dinner party desserts,
There is no guilt, okay?
floating islands and an iced coffee parfait.
Great dessert.
To finish, a delicate green gage and meringue-filled edible nougatine bowl.
I find eggs completely fascinating. They create little miracles for the cook, and I would like to show you a few of those miracles. Bon appétit.
In Raymond's Oxfordshire kitchen, 3 apprentices wait to be shown a simple egg dish.
Years ago, Monsieur Point was a very renowned French chef. Before choosing any of his staff, whether it is a chef or commis chef, he would make them do an omelette. So let's see if I pass the test.
The first recipe, a smoked salmon omelette, which any cook can whip up in just 3 minutes. For Raymond, the key to a good omelette is the texture. After seasoning your eggs, mix with a fork, not a whisk.
The whisks tend to mix it too much. I don't want to overmix it. It's about texture. But of course, it's a bit more hard work. Voilà, très bien. And let's start. I've got my eggs here, très bien, so pour it in. So don't try to jump on it and stir it. To give texture to an omelette, you mustn't turn it too much. I like my omelette quite rare, medium rare, okay? Barely cooked, so I've got it here. So now I'm adding my salmon. Voilà.
To make the perfect shape, a trick.
For you, I would like to show you a little technique. And then you fold it up nicely here. Voilà. And then you... Très bien. A bit of olive oil or butter. Voilà. That hardly takes enough. It takes 3 minutes. 3 minutes of your life. And if anyone doesn't have 3 minutes, 3 little minutes in his life to make an omelette, life is not worth living, in my book. Adam, can we have somebody always here, please? Get me the walnuts, caramelized. Okay, and the essence of coffee, the treacle and vanilla. We need a garnish for the plate. Voilà.
Next, an iced coffee parfait, made with a sabayon, something Raymond believes should be in the repertoire of any aspiring cook.
I'm going to enter that exciting world of sabayon. And it's simple as well. You can do it so easily in your home.
Begin by adding sugar and sweet white wine to the magic ingredient in this recipe, 8 egg yolks.
The egg yolk is amazing. As we whisk it, we create an emulsion, but it would collapse in no time, obviously, if you don't cook it.
Heat the mixture in a bain-marie. The heat breaks down the egg yolk proteins, creating bubbles that make the mixture expand.
Now it's really starting to be very exciting here. And already it's about 1/4 of its volume up. That's a miracle of the egg yolk. It's quite amazing what they do for you, you know? So of course you could do that with a proper electric whisk, okay? Adam, you sure that you've given me the best whisk, the biggest whisk? Voila. You don't like me, do you? And never stop like I've just done here. You are in great danger of scrambled eggs at the bottom, okay? You know?
While whisking, bring the mixture to 80 degrees centigrade. For this, you'll need a thermometer.
Oh my God, what's wrong with it? Adam, please. Can you just... I'm not a mechanician, I'm not a good technician, okay? Thank you. And now we have exactly 80 degrees. Voila. So you got that wonderful fluffy mousse here. Look at that. It just melts, completely melts. Ice. I want to cool it down before I add the whipped cream, because now I'm going to add whipped cream into it. Of course, if you put your whipped cream into your hot sabayon, you're in trouble. The whole thing would collapse, would melt down, okay?
When cool, add a squeeze of lemon juice and a pinch of cayenne pepper.
Voila, and very little.
Although the sabayon is sweet, the pepper will provide a gentle kick.
Vive la différence.
Now whip some cream into soft peaks.
So there's 200 grams of cream here. C'est quite loose, it will go off the whisk, you know? Plop. Yeah.
Then add it to the base. The sabayon is now ready.
That sabayon, I could use it in hundreds of different desserts. But this time, I'm doing iced coffee parfait.
Add a small cup of strong coffee and fold into the mixture.
Oh, lovely. And since there's only 200 grams of cream in here, hardly a sin, is it? And even if it was, who cares?
Then pour it into a mould and put it in the freezer for 12 hours.
Voilà. Madame, freeze it, please, monty. Thank you.
Now, decorate the dish.
Anything you have, a little bit of textures, nougatine, you can buy a biscuit, you can crumble, simple things.
Raymond's using caramelized walnuts, a drizzle of caramel and vanilla cream.
So your parfait is ready. A quick dip. 1, 2, 3. So warm up your blade. Voilà. 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 Just a few textures around, whatever textures you have in your... Very simple. Voilà, c'est parfait. No more, no less. I find eggs fascinating. They give color, they give flavor, they lift, they coagulate, they emulsify, they whip, they coat, they crisp, they give a lovely crisp. They do some miraculous things.
For the next recipe, the miracle of egg whites. Floating islands, a classic French dessert. Poached meringues on vanilla cream drizzled with caramel.
And I'm very well practiced in that dish because I used to help my mum at home, in the small restaurant, the bistros, and even the 3-star Michelin restaurant. The floating island is loved by everyone.
Begin with the egg whites for your meringues.
6 egg whites is enough, mon petit?
Ok, très bien, fine.
6 egg whites, très bien. Nearly missed it. In egg yolk, there's a lot of fat. Okay, so any bit of egg yolk in here will prevent the rising of the egg white by a quarter or a fifth. Come on, petit, voilà. A little bit of lemon juice. It heightens the flavor. Okay, it also prevents the graining of the egg white, i.e. the separation of the protein of egg white with water. So you can see what's happening here. That's a miracle, okay, of these amazing, inexpensive eggs. And I'm trapping billions of bubble of air, okay, which I'm whipping at the moment. I'm going to add a bit of sugar. That's my 80 grams, yeah. Because what the sugar does, it helps to stabilize the meringue, okay, and keep that lovely texture. got it. Nice peak. That's as far as I can go.
Then make the vanilla cream.
To me, vanilla cream, I could eat bowls of it. And I do. It shows, look.
Add a litre of full-fat milk to a saucepan with a teaspoon of good quality vanilla essence.
I'm going to simmer it, so to infuse the flavors. Okay. So voila.
Using a spoon dipped in hot water, scoop out the meringues and poach on the vanilla-flavoured milk.
I'm going to keep those meringues, poaching them very, very slowly, just on the simmering point. So the steam goes through them and cooks them perfectly.
This will give them a soft and slightly chewy texture.
So that will take approximately 7 to 10 minutes. You know it when it's ready because when you touch it, it'll be very firm. Have you got my scooper? The poo scooper, where is it?
Pooper scooper?
Yeah.
It's there in the pot, yeah.
Having found a scooper, set the meringues aside to cool. Then finish your vanilla cream. Combine 10 egg yolks with 80 grams of sugar.
And I just mix them up. That's it. That's enough. Nothing more.
Gradually add the hot vanilla milk used to poach the meringues.
If you did add the egg yolk into the milk, you would have scrambled eggs. Voila.
Put it back on the heat until it starts to thicken.
So I'm distributing the heat on a medium heat. I'm not trying to go too fast.
It's ready when it coats the back of the spoon.
Now that's ready. That is ready. You can see it. You can see it.
Place it over a bowl of ice to cool quickly.
Placing it into my serving bowl here. Voila.
Put the meringues and vanilla cream into the fridge until ready to serve.
It's a creamy one to eat. Really cold.
The final step, a caramel sauce. Put some sugar in a saucepan.
You just put a bit of water.
Adding water allows you to heat the sugar quickly, reducing the risk of burning.
Voila. Takes a bit longer, but it works.
Cook until a dark caramel forms.
We want to bring it to temperature where it's nearly at burning point. Voila, that's okay now. We have a nice caramel, and I pour my caramel here. Voila. I think all my Mont Blanc does it better than I do, still today. So nothing is perfect.
For Raymond's next recipe, a special delivery. He needs the right cheese to make a soufflé.
Hello, Patricia.
Patricia Michelson is a cheese connoisseur and owner of 2 award-winning cheese shops in London.
There you go.
She's got 3 cheeses in mind for Raymond's soufflé.
Serious amount of cheese. That's for you.
Thank you.
That's a
Emmental.
Emmental.
Emmental français.
It's got a big hole, it's very dramatic. Very delicate, huh? In a soufflé, that would be not strong enough, so I'll leave that one out.
Okay.
One, no? I mean, hey, Tom, are you asleep? Let's pour the Beaufort.
Oh, it's got such a lovely smell. Again, it's
Beautiful cheese.
Beaufort is
Wonderful.
also good for soufflé because of its floral flavour. It's not too heavy.
I understand exactly what
Classic.
you're trying to tell me.
I'm trying to tell you how to
yes.
cook.
No, but I want a strong soufflé. For the Beaufort, I prefer to be on the side. And let's taste the Comté. Oh, so perfect. I'm lucky, eh?
Lovely.
That's
isn't it?
lovely.
Voila.
To you, Patricia. Thank you very much
To
for
you.
coming.
to you and to our
Oh,
cheese.
now the day is perfect.
Raymond has chosen a Comté from his native eastern France to make his classic cheese soufflé.
The Comté cheese soufflé, I really have a huge affection for it because it was given to me quite regularly. People tell you, oh, soufflé, oh mon Dieu, c'est terrible. If you open the oven doors, they'll collapse. If you breathe, they'll collapse. Of course not. They're so simple to make when you know what's happening.
Start by preparing a dish.
So just butter your dish, and the butter will help the rise, okay, of the soufflé. Okay, breadcrumbs. Look how beautifully they're coating. They're not too fine. I want to have texture. I want to bite into them. Très bien.
Then begin the soufflé base.
I'm going to simmer my milk here. Voilà. The butter. In here, we've got 50 grams. So I don't want to color it. I just want to melt it down. And of course, you have your friend here, very close to you, which is just perfect. The world is absolutely perfect. I don't normally cook like that in my kitchen, you know. So it's a treat for me. It's a big treat.
When the butter has melted, add flour and whisk until smooth.
I want to give it a bit of color, a little bit of nutty flavor to my soufflé. Okay, and the flour will be nicely cooked and this is very digestible.
Gradually, add warm milk, which has been simmering gently.
Look, that's it. You got no lump whatsoever.
Then season
One,
with salt,
two,
pepper,
just
and a tablespoon of Dijon mustard.
Oh, it works. Okay, nice lump of mustard here. That's what you are looking for, you know, in terms of thickness, no?
Next, add 3 egg yolks
That's obviously give a richness to your base.
and 160 grams of Comté cheese.
Voila. So let the cheese melt very nicely. You can see how shiny it is. I love to see that.
Now put the lift into your soufflé with 6 egg whites.
You know what? I feel absolutely exhausted. I cracked so many eggs. A bit of lemon juice here.
Whisk until they form soft peaks.
I'm going to be muscle man. Again, I'm so fit.
An electric mixer is always an option.
And you can really beat them as long as you want to. So nothing can go wrong.
Add 1/3 of the egg whites to the warm base mixture.
Mix very fast to lighten the base.
The base must be warm, otherwise the mixture will go lumpy. Then fold in the rest of the egg whites.
Go right from underneath. My soufflé base is ready. Just a little bit of a Comté on the top. Voila. So 180-degree preheated oven, and you cook your soufflé for 20 minutes.
While the soufflé cooks, prepare a sauce.
Voila.
Boil double cream. Add some Comté.
So of course, the more cheese you put in, the more it thickens. Okay, so be careful how much cheese you put in.
A pinch of cayenne pepper and a splash of Kirsch liqueur.
Actually, it's cherry alcohol. Interesting, huh? How cherry goes with so well with dessert, with cheese. So now it is beautifully rich and lovely. That's lovely. Patricia, wow. You like your cheese, but you like your wine too, eh?
Sorry.
Me too.
Oh, isn't that perfect?
So there is no guilt, okay?
Fabulous.
Merci, Patricia.
Thank you.
The French are famous for their cheese, but the British are catching up. Now 884 different types are made in this country.
And this cheese smells beautiful.
Today, Raymond's visiting his friend Eric Chariot, owner of a specialist cheese shop in London.
Hello, Eric. Hello, my favourite cheesy Frenchman. Are you well? You good? Good? Excellent.
Very well.
Raymond is a champion of English cheeses, which sit alongside the French favourites on his cheese board.
So I'll try to split my loyalties. I'm in crisis at the moment. Listen, I lived 35 years here. I know I'm a Frenchman, I love my France, but I also love England very much. So what do you do?
And there are delicious cheeses in England.
Absolutely.
This one is a goat.
Good milk. Put the big one, put the big one. I've got a big appetite. I've seen in Great Britain some fantastic cheese being made, okay, by young craftsmen who are reconnecting with their craft. And that possibly must be the biggest triumph of agriculture in Great Britain today.
What do you think, Raymond?
I think I'll take it.
Raymond's chosen 3 English cheeses: Oxfordshire goat, a Yorkshire blue and a Barkswell sheep's cheese. From France, a Comté and a ripe Chambertin.
Merci, Eric. When you have a selection of cheeses, you should try to eat them according to their level of strength and acidity. For this plate, for example, I would use for the goat cheese first, and then the last, the blues. The blues are always the last, as you find them mostly the most acidic. But do whatever you want, just enjoy your cheese. So now we've done the first dilemma. The second dilemma, should we have our cheese before the dessert, after the dessert, or during the desserts?
That is a real one.
Oh, God, life is so complicated. My God, I don't know what to do.
Before the dessert.
Oh, you can. Me too. I cannot understand to have cheese after the dessert. You go savory, sweet, savory. Doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's for the gentlemen to drink their port. The great thing about tonight, and that's what this table is all about, we're sharing a special moment. And the cheese, of course, is just right.
Thank you.
To you, Eric.
Bottoms up.
I've done a mistake. Can you give me another tray like that?
To finish, one of Raymond's signature desserts.
Desserts for me are fun. That's the only part in the whole meal where you really, as a chef, as a cook, you can have fun. You cannot do that with a starter or main course. You've got to be very serious.
An edible bowl made from almond and caramel nougatine, filled with green gage compote, poached meringues and a sabayon cream.
It is not the simplest dessert that I've ever done, but it's worth the effort, and you must try it at home. First step within the recipe is to make your nougatine.
Add roasted almond flakes to caramelize sugar and spread on greaseproof paper to set.
But the next stage is to break it down into that machine into a powder. Just break it in pieces here. Oh, good. That's going to be very noisy, hugely noisy. So I want to break it down to a fine powder. Sassafras kind of sand, okay? Just very, very fine.
Sieve onto a silicon baking mat, which you can buy in cookery shops.
So you want about a good millimeter of thickness. So of course, if you have a minion in your kitchen, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a very bad joke. The French don't have any sense of humor. You know that.
Put the ground nougatine in the oven for 4 minutes at 160 degrees centigrade.
Thank you, Adam.
Okay, chef.
Is it ready or not?
Yeah, I'd say
No.
no. Bit
It's
longer.
not ready. What you're looking for is a completely shiny, so that you know that the caramel is melted down. And the best way is to have a tiny little bubble. They say, don't be impatient. Wait, wait.
To shape the nougatine, Raymond uses a metal ring, a bowl and a ladle.
So I'm going to cut the shape of nougatine and then stretch it over these. Let's have a look here.
When the nougatine's blonde in colour, leave it to cool until it's hard enough to cut.
If it's too hot, it's going to be sticky. You're going to drag the caramel around. If it's too dry, too cool, it's too brittle, that means it's not supple. You cannot work it. It makes a lovely little nose when it's ready. A lovely little nose of crunchy. Actually, I should put my glasses. Just saying, that's better. Look at that, I was missing my round, my circle. Doesn't matter. Voilà. Here's my little handles, yeah? Yeah. So you warm them up.
Heat the shapes in the oven for 2 minutes until they're soft enough to mould.
Yeah. So now we got our hot cassolette. You must work quite fast now.
Start with the base.
You can see it already is cooling down already. So if you're not fast enough, you end up with something quite funny. Voilà. Voilà. You can actually see through. And that's the joy of this dessert. Voilà. So now the lid. So you got a stick of caramel here. I'm going to stick the handles.
Melt a piece of caramel to weld the pieces together.
Voilà. That's all, but you can use nougatine as well. It is so fragile. It is so beautiful. Okay? That's one. So now all what we need to do is to put something in it. Lovely.
For the filling, make a seasonal fruit compote.
One.
Raymond's using green gages.
Because it will have lots of wonderful sugar, wonderful flavor. 10 grams of sugar. I'm going to put a bit of ascorbic acid, vitamin C, and that's to prevent the oxidation. Lemon juice. So I've got my spoons, which my lovely Adam has prepared for me. I don't like sentiments. Yeah?
In a pan, caramelize some sugar and add a knob of butter.
That much, no more. Slowly now, slowly, about 12-15 minutes slowly. Top on, boom. So go directly into the blender here.
Puree some of the compote to make a coulis to decorate the plate.
Voila. And I have some little bits inside, but we're at home, okay, between friends. Place. Just pour it in. They're just barely warm. They were too hot, they would go through the nougatine. So they're a little poached meringue, the same as a floating island. Voilà. This morning sabayon. Pistachio, the crunchy almonds. Voilà. Simple. Break it, chew it. Voila. That's the way to do it. You can see the gourmand here. But first, is it enjoyable?
It's very good.
What do you mean very good? Very, very good or very good?
Yeah.
Rate 1 out of 10.
10.
You want to... You're smart, you. You're a smart guy.
And Raymond Blanc is back with more Kitchen Secrets next Monday. We're off on a Mediterranean voyage with Francesco da Mosto here on BBC HD tomorrow at 7. And next night, it's the delicious Miss Dahl.